Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to this new video about our next major update of the indicator. It's version 6 already, and I think I haven't made any videos since version 4.83 if I'm not mistaken. So it's time for another one to go over the features again and to show you what is new and how we improved the indicator once again. So I have added the indicator already here. So the name now is AltAlgo version 6, and I will start with the biggest difference, that is that the tester and the alert indicator are now in one script. So you don't need to add two anymore, you don't need to copy settings from one to the other anymore, you just need this one, and that is it. This is a huge change that will benefit all of us in order to make quick alerts and quick settings. Okay, so the main thing that was added from version 4.83 is the super trend here. So I will go over that also, but I will start with the biggest change, which is the alerts. And this is listed in the bottom of the indicator. Yeah? So if you add it to your chart, you will see here all the settings, and then if you go down, you will come here to the alert section. And I also want to refer you to the PDF that we also adjusted to this version, and everything is very detailed explained in there. So first thing, alerts. Before we had to make a backtester configuration, then copy those settings manually to the other indicator and then make alerts on that indicator. Now we have merged that, and which means in this tester now you have an alert section to configure everything. Okay, so the first fields here, this is default, right? I didn't change anything. So of course you want to select alerts for buy and alerts for sell. If you don't, let's say you only want longs, then you can disable this easily here. The second option describes a custom text, a free personal text that you want to add either in the top line. The second line is the exchange. So the exchange is, if you don't fill in anything, it's automatically taken from the chart here. That will be Binance. So as you know, in the past there has been problems with the perpetuals and the non-perpetuals name of the ticker. So we solved that now, and if you leave this blank, the indicator will take the ticker from here and remove the perp for you. So that if you leave this blank, this will be alerted as BTC USDT without perp in order to trade for you automatically in Cornix. Then the next one is the leverage. So here you can change the leverage, cross isolated, and then 10x, 20x, whatever. Then of course you want to add the entry price, you want to add the take profit prices, and you want to add the stop loss. Each has its own line. So entry one line, take profits, every take profit has its own line, and then the stop loss another new line. And then on the bottom we also have a free text available. So if you want to, for example, make a channel and you want other people to follow that channel, then you can have some free text, whatever you want there. This version of the indicator allows DCA entries, which are also, I refer to the PDF again for explanation. And then here actually you can check this, and then there will be sent an additional alert on the DCA entry. So regarding creating alerts, when you select the AltAlgo from here, here there are three options. Please only use the last one, alert function calls only, because this is the proper one, and this will also use the format that we have set before. Okay, so remember please the third option only, alert function calls only. Okay, then you can have the same options as before. You can use the webhook if you want. Here I have filled in an integromat webhook, and then you can also change the name. You can leave it as it is with all the functions here listed, or you can just delete this whole thing and say, for example, I named this Bitcoin 30-minute, like that, and then create. And then here you see the alert that we just made. It's one alert for long and shorts, by the way. This is how it works, so very convenient. Only one indicator, only one alert. And then here also you see the parameters that are used. So one indicator, guys, one alert for long and shorts. This is how it works, simple as that. If we then look at the PDF here, when an alert is sent, you will see that there's the test top line for sell, and it can also be the same for buy or whatever you want. Then the exchange, you can see here the pair with the perp already removed, the leverage, then entry one line, target 1, 2, 3, 4, each on its own line, then stop loss another line, and then the bottom text. So this is the standard format, let's say. And then also if you do the DCA alerts, you can see that it's all the same, except there will be a zone of entry, not just one price. And this means that if you want to DCA your strategy, for example, you have a strategy that includes DCA, you can define a zone, and that zone will be listed here. And then Cornix, you can use the Cornix functions or features for having better entry prices. And then also the target 1, 2, 3, 4 stop loss and the bottom text. So this is the same. So then if we go back to the top of the indicator, we will see the version is very similar to the V5. I will go over it rather quickly because actually there's not much difference in the features. So okay, so here you can still write your free text, for example your time frame and your pair. Then here you can define the start date and the end time of your strategy or your testing. Then it's still the same as before, power, signal, frequency, the two filters, and then the new feature since version 5 is a super trend. So super trend is actually something that we add in order for you to have a filter that looks at higher time frames in order to define the trend better, right? So if you, for example, have a 15-minute or 30-minute time frame, you can filter that on a 1 hour or 2 hour time frame super trend, in order to avoid fake outs or manipulation moves or stuff like that. Okay, so the big remark on this feature is do not use smaller time frames in the super trend than the time frames of your chart. Okay, so if you check this and you see that my chart is 30 minutes, then you should only find settings from 30 minutes and above. Doesn't matter how high you go, but it does matter how low you go. So do not go under 30 minutes in this case, because that's my time frame. And then we have some additional parameters for the super trend as well. So this is the main function that we add in the version 5, the previous release, and the rest is basically still the same, which I will show you here. So the signal mode and the break-even settings have been the same also, so you can use only long, only shorts, close on opposite signal, and then of course move stop loss to break even or trail your stop loss, same as before. Money management with your take profits and your stop losses also the same as before, except there is something added here. So for example, if you fill in these values here and then you check this box, the algo will take the same long values for the short. It will not display this, but as long as this is checked, it will use those. Okay, so if you want different values, make sure to uncheck this. This is unchecked by default. Then also here we have the DCA value. This is in percentage. So let's say that you have an entry price and you want to DCA, let's say 0.5% above it or below it, depending on short or long. Then you can fill in here 0.5. And then the algo will make a strategy where it also creates an entry zone, depending on your number there. So your price will be 0.5% below or above the entry price as a zone, and in Cornix you can define your strategy for that. Then again, the multi-moving averages stay. This is the same thing. The only difference is that they have been sorted alphabetically, the SMA and the EMA not, but the rest has been sorted alphabetically. The additional values for some MAs, they stay, just like before. And then here we have the sessions, just like the previous version, which is very self-explanatory. You can see here the sessions and then day per day or even hour based. Okay, so that's basically it. I would say the biggest change and the huge time saver here is the alerts, and the two indicators are merged into one. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope you really like this update and it will save you a lot of time. I'm sure of that.